Alright, so in this video, I wanted to go over 3 Evergreen UGC concepts that I almost guarantee that could help you make extra 100K per month added directly to your top line for your business. First, before we get into the videos, the concepts, the video content, I'd like to still kind of go over why in general UGCs are so well performing and why you need to start seriously paying attention to them and how you can really help your brands and really get you to the next level leveraging UGC and video content and video creatives. So if you don't know who I am, my name is Jackie. I run an ad creative focused agency that helps D2C brands and e-commerce businesses create and leverage high quality, high converting UGC content in their campaigns to add 100K to 100K revenue per month to their top line. So without further ado, let's jump straight into it. So the first thing I'd like to address is why UGCs. Why all of a sudden everyone is talking about video content, video creatives. And I'm going to do this just by showing you what social media platforms are over-indexing on and why this is a good signal to telling you that right now, right in this moment in social media land, video content is where all the attention is at. So everyone knows what this is. This is Instagram. And if I refresh the page again, just to share with you what my feed looks like. All right, so this is the first post that I see. It's a video. How many likes did it get? 1,200. All right, not bad. Okay, this is a image. You know, Instagram still has images. Okay, this is an ad, but it's still a video. This is an image. This is a video. This is again a video. This is a video as well. And another video. So basically you probably start to see a pattern there, which is social media content. So basically you probably already start to see a pattern there, which is videos are dominating the Instagram platform, the meta overall ecosystem. And not to mention, this is YouTube. And what you are seeing is YouTube now are seamlessly incorporating shorts in their front page. So before this, you probably don't really see Instagram shorts that they on the front page at all. It's usually just long form content like this type of format. But now YouTube is actively incorporating shorts in their front page. And lastly, TikTok obviously is the platform for short form content. And I would argue this is the platform that really, triggered and really started this motion and trend of short form content. So what I'm trying to get at here is, unless you don't use social media to advertise your products, your brand, unless you have been living under a rock and don't engage and don't actively interact with your business customers, your potential audience on those social media platforms, you probably have seen video content before. So if you have been consuming video content, then it's probably right to assume that other people are also consuming video content on a daily basis. So UGC is a manifestation out of that change in consumer behavior, change in social media construct and format. So essentially, UGC is just a creator. Usually, in fact, before TikTok or before UGC has really come into place and become this idea, UGC usually just stands for a real customer doing a customer testimonial or customer review of your products. But now UGC has become this very converting and performing type of ad that brands use to run on TikTok, on Instagram, and even on YouTube to funnel traffic to their products page or website to eventually get conversions. So now you probably have a better understanding of what UGC is. Then the question becomes, is UGC right for your brand? And my answer to that will be yes. But the real answer is you won't know until you try it. And I think that I've seen this many times now with brands is either they just automatically assume UGC is for younger generations. It doesn't work for people who are above certain age, let's say 35. And but they have never tried it, so they don't in fact know. And second, they just have tried UGCs before, but they never see really good success, so they automatically write off UGC as a bad way to advertise for their brand. But if you take a look at their creatives and their UGC videos, quote unquote, the UGC videos don't have a structure, they are very messy, and they aren't very contextualized to the platforms. So in other words, the UGCs that these brands have been making aren't that high quality to even justify their conclusion. So all in all, I think the answer to this question is, if you have tried UGCs for the past, let's say 6 months, and you have done every type of UGC videos, you have partnered with agencies, you have partnered with professional UGC creators, but you still haven't seen a ton of success, then I would say maybe UGC is not the right type of advertising format and method for your brand, although I highly doubt that's the case, as in my experience from my agency, that we have seen almost all brands will be benefited from UGC in some way or another. So for this answer, my response will still be yes. You should try UGC. UGC is probably the right way to advertise for your brand. It's hard to get the right UGC creatives for your ad account. Then let's talk about how to start. Now we have established, right, UGC is the hot trending thing right now. Every brand wants to jump on it. And second, okay, we have identified this might be the right way to advertise, but how do we start? Where do we begin this process? So first thing I would recommend for brands that have never really delved into this space or this process before, just start with your circles of influencers that you have partners with before. So obviously for every D2C or e-commerce brands, you have engaged with some sort of influencers, creators. So that's a good sign and a good signal telling you, hey, why not ask them to help you create a few UGC videos? And a second, if you have an affiliate program for your brand, you most likely have ambassadors, that people are actively helping you to promote your products, your business, your brand. So if any of those creators are actively doing video reviews and creating content on those social media platforms, just why not ask them to help you create a few more additional UGC videos? And lastly, if your business has been around for a while, you probably have gathered some customer reviews, customer testimonials, real footages from real customers talking about your products. And those are actually the best valued footage and clips that you can use in your advertising effort and in your campaigns to actually run them as ads. So for the question, then if we come back to the question about where do you actually start, I think it's actually easier than most brands have thought of. It's not like you need to partner with some mega influencers to create one piece of UGC video, because there are in fact many professional UGC creators now in the market that are waiting for brands to partner with them. So those could all be some options and solutions ultimately for this answer. But I will say the mindset is you just need to start. And lastly, let's finally get into the meat, the actual content for today's video, which is, let me walk you through 3 evergreen UGC concepts that we have been actively producing and creating content off of that we have just seen great success with. So the first type of UGC content that we have been creating is just basically green screen social proof. So what does that mean is, usually when we onboard a brand, we will specifically ask them to share with us any publications, any influencer endorsement, anything that screams social proof from celebrities, from well-known people, just from things that could showcase, that could represent your brand is legit, your products actually work. And also this goes to the founders as well. It doesn't have to be the brand itself or the products. If the founder, is a well-known influencer, or the founder has been featured on any podcast or any publications, or even featured on Forbes 40 under 40, 30 under 30 type of lists, you can always utilize those as a point of social proof that this business is legit. We are creating good products for customers. So because essentially the real issue right now in the e-commerce and D2C space is that there are many poor quality and poorly made products, and people have probably, and I would say more likely than not, every customer has been scammed or has been disappointed with a product before. So actively creating social proof for your product is the best way to stand out and differentiate yourself and also build that trust with your customers. So here I'd like to share with you a few examples and that have really actively been going after the social proof angle, and that just worked really, really well. All right, so this is an ad from JLo Beauty. Of course, as I said earlier, if you are an influencer and you are or celebrity, you are starting your own business and brand, you obviously have an advantage here because yourself is a social proof. So this is essentially what the brand has done. They have basically used JLo as the green screen, background, social proof, to say, hey, JLo has been using this brand, this makeup product, and today I'm going to share with you how exactly it looks, not only on her, but also on me. So, obviously this is a great social proof. So obviously this is a great ad because it leverages social proof directly using celebrities to show that the product is legit. So the next one I would like to share is, this is not done by an influencer of any sort, but this is indeed a podcast clip. And why this has become so popular, because podcasts have become so popular and people are consuming this type of information format. So this is essentially a video, an ad that is clipped from a podcast, and this person is just talking about this brand, this when camping, this is the business, their products, and podcast just naturally gives you that layer of social proof because it sounds like someone else is actively recommending and promoting your products. So podcast is definitely a smart way to create social proof. All right, so that is the first type of video concepts, UGC evergreen concepts I would like to share with you. And the second one is 3 reasons why. And the reason why I love this video concept so much is because the fact that within just one video content, you're able to cramp in and include so many different benefits that your product provides. And this is a good way to really understand which benefit, which unique selling point is customer most resonating with. And in fact, many brands have been utilizing this a lot in their content, in their ads. And I just essentially saying 3 reasons why it's a cheat code, because since videos is dynamic, it has, let's say if you're running it on TED Talk, you have less than 1 minute to really show everything about your product. So within this 1 minute, if you just started off with UGCs and video content, you wanted to test as many benefits, unique selling points as possible so that you can figure out which one usually the customers actually like. So here I'm going to show you a few brands and businesses that have been utilizing these 3 reasons why type of videos in their ads. So the first ad is from this brand called Cowpack. They make and sell these duffel bags. And as you can see here, they started to really go straight into the benefits. So number 1, number 2, and number 3. So this is definitely a very standard and straightforward way to utilize 3 reasons why, and just to show people exactly why they should buy this bag. This is another ad from True Classic, and they have also been utilizing the same exact video format to talk about why their shirts are premium and are superior than any other shirts that you can find on the market for men. So, number 1, number 2, and number 3. See, this ad is almost a minute long. The conventional practice is you want to keep your video short. The sweet spot is between 30 to 35 seconds. However, this video is long. It's almost a minute long, and it's still performing really well. This is the main reason why I think right now in the space that people have been actively recommending things that doing this, don't do that, use this hook, not that hook. But at the end of the day, it really depends on the brand, the audience, and who you are targeting. This is the main reason why whenever there's a prospect, I would just tell them what we have been working for us rather than what I tell the brand they should be doing. So with that said, let's now move on to the third UGC Evergreen brief concept that we have seen gain a ton of traction and momentum, which is before and after. So before and after is a very well-known video and marketing concept overall, because even in static images, you probably have seen before and after a lot. And this is because it works. Before and after is such a strong visual, it's the most straightforward and direct way to tell people the effectiveness and actually if your products work. So now let's kind of go over a few good examples here, because there are in fact a lot of before and after video concepts and videos that have been utilizing by brands. The first ad I'd like to show is this ad from Dime Beauty. They are utilizing before and after in their content. And the funny thing is, this is literally a green screen image that she just talking over. And you can see that actually for the rest of the entire content, she just talking over that green screen the entire time, which tells you that before and after image is so crucial to the entire video and the marketing message that she is trying to communicate over. And again, this is another ad that has been utilizing great before and after visuals, trying to, convey this message where their bra is better than the ones that you probably have been wearing. And then this, before the split screen type of comparison really helps you to visually understand what they're trying to get at. So those are the three kind of evergreen UGC concepts I would like to get started with often when making new UGC creatives and concepts for a brand. I recommend you to start with those as well, especially if your brand has a ton of social proof that you like to share with the market, with your new potential customers. Second, your product has many different benefits that you like to share with the audience. And number three, your product is tackling a specific problem that has this before and after transformation. You definitely want to incorporate that into your video creatives as well. Hopefully you found this video helpful, and if you have any questions, feel free to leave them down below this video, and I would like to answer any creative related questions that you might have in the process of creating UGC videos for your brand and for your business. To get some creative help to get your brand to the next level and unlock 50, 100K, 200K per month revenue and from your ad account with the best and high quality UGC and video creatives, hit us up in the link I'll include down below. We can find out more about your situation, how we can help your brand to go to that next level. So I hope this video was helpful, and catch you guys in the next one.